Right then, let's get going. So even though it is looking decidedly mismog out there, this class is all about spring. So let's hope that the weather gets the message and we see some spring sunshine soon. So I was reading up on spring and Chinese medicine, which you know I like looking into. And according to Chinese medicine, spring, unsurprisingly, is a season of renewal and rebirth, that kind of clearing of the fog of winter gloom and looking forward to brighter days. And unsurprisingly, again, perhaps the part of the body that's associated with the season of spring is our spine. And I guess when we look around us and see the signs of nature, we see the flowers and new growth coming up, and they're kind of coming forth with this wonderful stem from which their flowers, their leaves, their branches then emerge. It's unsurprising that the spine and the limbs are the parts of the body that are associated with this season. So we'll be thinking a little bit, we're not going to do anything specifically on the back, there's no great back bends, but thinking about the whole articulation of our spine, so including the neck, which we tend to kind of forget about as we drop our head. So thinking about the whole length of that wonderful piece of architecture within the body. So the organ associated with the body, with spring, is the liver, interestingly. But again, unsurprising in some ways, because spring is that season of spring cleaning and kind of clearing out all of that winter fuzziness and dustiness. And the liver does that within us. It's an organ of detox. It clears stuff out. But it also governs the emotions, according to Chinese medicine. Spring, we're looking for balance, clarity of thought, the ability to make decisions after, again, that kind of winter fog and gloom has parted and lifted. So we've put all of those disparate pieces, hopefully, into a practice today. So we're going to start in a comfortable seated position. So go ahead and pop yourself up on something, lean up against a wall, stretch the legs out, do whatever feels comfortable. Let's just bring the shoulders up towards your ears as you breathe in. And as you breathe out, feel them descend, dropping down the back. We'll do that twice more. So as you inhale, a big shrug up. And exhale, letting go of anything that might have happened this morning. One more time, inhale. This time as you exhale, close down the eyes, or just bring the gaze to the floor in front of you as you relax the shoulders. Beginning to arrive on our mats, just as we arrived officially in the season of spring. I think last Tuesday was the equinox, and obviously the clocks changed at the weekend. So officially spring, time to set our intention for this new season as we look forward to brighter days, hopefully, some spring sunshine eventually. So maybe at the start of this practice, thinking about something that you want to start, begin in this new season, this season of renewal and rebirth. Maybe a project you've been putting to one side, something you want to begin again that you've forgotten about for a while, that you want to blow the dust off and begin again. Maybe it's a change you want to make, a positive change, however small, as you carry forward into this new season. So take a moment to think of that. And if nothing springs to mind, don't worry. Maybe something will pop up during the practice. As you begin to drop into your breath, just visualize that part of the body associated with the season, our spine. And so as you inhale, almost imagine the breath traveling up, all the way up the back body, creating a little bit of space between each vertebrae. And then as you exhale, keep that length, keep that space, but allow the breath to drop down into your sit bones, into your hips. Feeling grounded, inhaling that buoyancy, that lift up through the back body, the shoulders rising, and exhale. Breath traveling back down the spine, dropping down into your hips, your sit bones. One more like that. So as you focus in on the breath, so we begin to quieten the mind. Again, the season of clarity of thought, decision making, none of which we can do when we're distracted. So bringing the hands together at your heart, dropping your chin down towards your chest. Again, perhaps calling to mind something you wish to put into practice in this coming season. And then blinking the eyes open as you lift your chin. Just look down at your finger pads. We're going to separate your palms so your fingertips are touching a little bit to, again, focus the mind. And then separate the arms out left to right. And just check, looking over the arms, that they are indeed level with your shoulder. When we get distracted, we tend to lose that proprioception, that awareness of where our body is in space, becoming more perhaps confused and a little bit clumsier. Now, without looking, see if you can bring your finger pads to touch once more, just in front of your chest. Closing the eyes, we'll try that again. Inhale, visualize the arms. Shoulder height, you extend them out to the side. And then as you exhale, see if you can bring your finger pads to kiss. Without looking, again, that awareness of where your body is in space. Twice more, inhale. Level with the shoulders. Exhale, moving with precision, moving with breath. Fingertips kiss, last time, inhale. And exhale. A kiss or a miss as you bring the finger pads to touch. Blink the eyes open as you inhale, open the arms out wide. And as you exhale, thumbs back, little fingers up, feel the chest open. Reaching up above the head as you breathe in. Again, can you just bring your fingertips to touch? And as you exhale, draw them back down towards your heart. How did that go? Let's try that again. Inhaling. Exhaling, dropping the thumbs back, opening the palms. Inhale, reaching up nice and tall. Palms or fingertips touch. Exhaling, down to the heart. One more time, inhale. And we're getting better at working out where those fingertips are. Exhale to open. Reaching up, finger pads just slightly kissed together. And hands drawing down to the heart. Adding on this time, inhale, sweeping both arms up. Coming into a side bend over to the right as you exhale. Inhale through center, moving through the spine. Lovely side movements. Getting that lateral flexion through our spine as we do one more each way. Lovely. You can tuck your chin in or keep the gaze more neutral this morning. And then changing now as you inhale, reaching up. And exhale, let's take a twist to the right. So go ahead and bring your left hand across your knee, your shin, other hand behind you so you can prop yourself up. So again, we've maintained that lovely length through the spine. And closing the eyes here, maybe just circle the head a couple of times. Just circle the head a couple of times. First one way and then the opposite way, just getting into the neck this morning. And then lifting the chin as you look over your back shoulder, blinking the eyes open, sitting up a little bit taller. Keep that left hand where it is, but we'll reach the right arm up and over, creating a little bit of space in the hip. Lovely, reaching straight up, right arm on top of left arm, coming into eagle. So maybe if your shoulders are tight, you just place one hand on each shoulder, or you can take that little wrap at the elbow and the wrist. Wherever we are, let's lift the elbows as you inhale. And exhale, drop the elbows as you round your back this time. Inhale, elbows away from your chest as you lift. And exhale to round, hugging navel to spine. Inhaling up one more time. This time as you exhale, pause, dropping the elbows down. And if you're in that little eagle arm, press the little finger edge of your hand away from you. Just find that space as you just try and take your forearms further away from your face. Lovely, lifting up. Separate your hands as you circle the arms in front of the body. And bringing the finger pads behind you, opening up into the chest as you lift on up. If your hips are okay, maybe you lift your hips up off the floor, a little squeeze of your bottom. Lovely, lower down. Have a look at your legs if they're crossed. And just bring the other leg in front. So you change the cross. It might feel a little bit weird. Let's take that twist on the other side, inhaling up. You're going to twist round to the left, so right hand comes across, other hand behind you. Sitting up nice and tall, and again, just close the eyes as you circle the head. A couple of times each way, just getting into the neck, seeing how that feels. A couple of circles one way, and then a couple of circles the other way. Oh, some interesting clicks and crunches going on. And then as you lift your chin and gaze over that back shoulder, is your spine maintaining that lovely length. Pressing down with right hand, take the left arm up and over. Try not to let that knee lift up towards you, so you created that space in the hip. Then left arm on top of right arm, maybe again, you just bring the hands onto your shoulders, or maybe you come into that eagle. Might feel different on one side. Lift the elbows as you inhale, and exhale to round. Twice more as you inhale, lift the elbows up, up, up. And exhale to round. One more time, lifting up. Good morning, Barry. Come on in and exhale to round. We're just warming up, so press your forearms away from you. Come and join us. And then circle the arms in front of the face, bringing the hands behind you so you can lean into your hands, opening up through the chest. And maybe you lift yourself up onto your knees, or squeeze the bottom. And then come all the way down. Lovely, extend the legs, give them a little shake. And just make sure that your heels are towards the top of your mat there. Lovely. And then we'll bend the knees and just take hold. Make sure you've got nothing behind you that you're going to bump into. Just bring your feet flat to the floor. And then lift up nice and tall through the spine. Come onto your tiptoes. And see if you can maybe lift one shin and then the other into a boat pose. You can always keep your tiptoes on the floor if that's too much. Maybe let go of the arms. And if you want a little bit more, you start to straighten the legs as you lower your back towards the floor, come down a little way. We take an inhale and exhale to come back into boat. Whoa, inhale to roll down. And exhale to float back up. Lovely, twice more. Inhale, bring a little bit of that fire to our belly, waking up the energy after the stagnation of winter. One more time. Beautiful. This time we're going to come all the way down onto your back. So with control, extend the legs, roll your way down, take the arms up above your head, and give yourself a lovely full body stretch there. Stretching into one side of the body and then the other, a little bit of movement. And then some wrist and ankle circles, warming up the joints. Spring again about our limbs, our joints. So as you circle the opposite way, noticing how that feels this morning, might be some little clicks and crunches. And then coming back to that full body stretch, keep the left leg long as you bring your right knee up and in towards your chest, giving it a little hug or a squeeze. If your back is uncomfortable, you can always bend that left knee. If you can, kicking out through that left heel, and then holding around the back of your right leg, interlace your hands. And as you inhale, we're going to straighten that leg up towards the sky. And as you exhale, rebend the knee. So twice more like that. As you inhale, big stretch up. Don't worry if your knee stays bent this morning. Just go easy on those hamstrings. Let's do that one more time. Inhaling up, up, up. And exhale to release. How does that feel as you come up and hold this next time? So again, you can bend your knee, or you can pull all of your toes back towards your face, anchoring through that left side. Maybe you slide your hands up your leg and lift your nose towards your knee and take the elbows out to the side. Lovely, lowering yourself down. Bring that right knee a hug and bring your left hand onto the top of the hip as you guide that right knee out towards your armpit there. Lovely. Maybe you want to stay there, or maybe you want to join me in a half happy baby. So you lift yourself up, you take hold of the outside edge of that right foot or behind your calf, and you take the sole of the foot up towards the sky. You can always bend the opposite knee if that's okay on your back. Otherwise, leg is out straight. Drawing that knee down towards your armpits. Remember, you can hold lower down the leg. Ooh, getting into the hips this morning. And then slowly, slowly bend the knee. Bring your left hand onto that right knee. Into a little twist. So we're going to carry that knee across the body. Might be some clicks and crunches there. Oh, there's a big click in my back. Nice. And then rolling onto your back. Extend arms, extend legs. Find that lovely full body stretch again. Then go ahead and bring the left knee up and in, giving it a squeeze. Stretching out nice and long through the other leg. Just pausing to get that nice stretch out through the lower back before you bring your hands around the back of the left leg. And as you inhale, take the leg up towards the sky. And exhale to bend. So maybe you can keep a softness in the back of the knee as we do that twice more. Still warming up the body and hamstrings or big muscle. They get very tight in many of us, myself included. So going easy. And this next time, we'll take the leg up and hold. So putting all 10 toes back towards your face. Remember, you can always rebend the other leg if you need to. And remember, you can stay there, or again, lifting up nose towards knee, chin tucked in. And then lowering back down, knee to chest. And then right hand onto the top of your hip. So we're going to keep that right side anchored down as you bring that left knee down towards your armpit. So we're opening up into the hips a little bit. So maybe we stay there. Or again, you can come into that half happy baby. So your left hand holds onto your foot. And you take the sole of the foot up towards the sky. There you go. So if you can't quite reach your foot, you can always hold around the back of the leg or even around by your thigh there. Drawing that knee down, trying to keep the toes of that right foot up towards the sky. And then releasing, bringing your right hand onto your left knee. Let's come into that little twist. So we roll across the body, bringing that knee with you. Don't worry about the knee touching the floor. And coming all the way back to center. Keep that knee hugged in towards your chest. Bring the other knee up to join it. And have a little burrow of your back into the mat as you rock from side to side or take a circle of those knees. Lovely. And deciding how energetic you are, you can hold behind your knees and roll up and over to all fours, or you can roll to one side. Oh, building up a little bit of warmth. Woo. Let's come round onto all fours. And really think about the placement of your hands underneath your shoulders, spreading them nice and wide and placing those knees carefully underneath your hips. Again, where our body is in space matters. And again, thinking about the spine now as we avoid dropping our head, and again, bringing the neck in line with the spine as you gaze gently forwards towards the top of your mat. And from that nice box-like position, as you inhale, bring the chest forwards, tailbone lifts up. And exhale like an angry cat, we round the spine. Inhale forwards and up. Keep pressing into your hands, and as you exhale, spreading the shoulder blades as you hug belly button to spine twice more. Moving with that awareness, moving with breath. Do that one more time as you inhale, bring the chest forwards. This next time as you exhale, bring yourself into that angry cat position, and then hug your right knee in towards your chest, nose to knee, press into your hands. And then as you inhale, extend the leg and maybe the left arm. And as you exhale, elbow to knee, if you feel wobbly, just use the leg. Inhale, extend, arm and leg, or just the leg. Exhale to squeeze. Lovely. Can we do that twice more, team? Inhale. Ooh, how is balance? We need to avoid those distractions as you hold arm and leg extended. Find that focus. And bringing the hand down, bring the ball of the foot to the floor behind you. Press into your hands as you just rock backwards and forwards over your toes. Nice. And then as you shift the weight forwards, we're going to take that right leg out to the right, roughly level your big toe with your knee. And then opening that right arm up towards the sky. Let's breathe in. And breathing out, we feed the arm through. Inhale, press into your hand, the chest lifts. And exhale, how far away from you can you reach with your fingertips? One more time, inhale. And exhale to feed through. Let's reach that arm all the way up towards the sky. Find that lovely stretch across the chest, and then bringing the hand down. You're going to step or help your right foot to the outside of your right hand. Give it a hand if it doesn't get there. And you might even want to walk your back knee a little further back behind you. Hands are on the inside of that front foot as you inhale. Exhale, move the hips back and maybe lift the toes. Ooh, slightly different hamstring stretch. Inhale, bend the knee, let the hip drop. And exhale, we move the hips back. Maybe you keep your toes on the floor. And a soft bend in the knee. Inhale. And exhale one more time. Beautiful. Let's come forwards. And then carefully bringing both knees underneath you. Inhaling, lift the head, lift the heart. And exhale, round the back. Bring your bottom down towards your heels. Take a moment in child pose. Maybe prop yourself up on your elbows and give your wrists a little circle there. Lovely. And then placing the hands down, coming onto all fours, this time tucking the toes under. And walk your hands back towards your knees. So you're just warming up into the balls of the feet. Maybe just rock side to side over the balls of the feet. If this is really excruciating, you can always flatten your feet. Or if you feel okay, bring your hands onto your thighs and come to sit. So you can still see I've still got my toes tucked under. I'll come to face you. It's called screaming toe pose, this one. A little bit for the wrist. You're going to bring your right hand up and make a fist. Left hand holds your wrist. Now pull down quite firmly. Okay, keep that downward pressure as you circle the wrist. So it's quite a firm tug down as you circle the wrist one way and then change direction. How are those toes? Release the hand. Other side, so make a fist with your left hand. Right hand takes hold, tug down and circle. So you keep that downward pull as you circle one way and then round the other. Beautiful. Let go. Give those hands a little shake. Come back down onto all fours. Give the feet a flap. Ooh, let's try that on the other side. So inhale, lift the head, lift the heart. And as you exhale around the back, pause in the angry cat as you pick up your left knee and bring it towards your chest. Inhale, extend. Maybe that right arm extends, maybe not. Exhale, elbow to knee underneath. So inhale, extend, thumb up. And exhale to squeeze in. Lovely. Inhaling. And exhale, contract. Let's open and expand now and pause, lifting that front arm just a little bit higher. And then hand comes down, ball of foot to floor. Again, that little rock backwards and forwards over the ball of the foot. And then we take your left leg out to the left, lining up your big toe roughly with your knee. Left arm this time lifts up as you breathe in, opening the chest. And as you exhale, we feed the arm underneath. Twice more, big reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale, feed the arm through. Let's do that one more time. Big reach up. Pausing there now as you reach the arm up towards the sky. And then bringing the hand all the way back down. And stepping or helping left foot to the outside of your left hand. Go ahead and move that right knee back a little ways for the stretch. Inhale, lift your chest. And as you exhale, we start to move the hips back and maybe lift your toes. So rocking forwards as you inhale, let the hips stretch a little bit. And exhale to rock back. Lovely, once more. Slightly different part of the hamstring getting a stretch here. And then as you bring your foot to the floor, gently slide or step both knees underneath you, keeping the toes tucked under this time as you inhale. Look forwards. This time as you exhale, let's lift the hips up and back into a down dog. Just start that little pedal out through the feet. Maybe you sway the hips from side to side as you find that downward dog. Opening up some space in the back of the legs and really think about your spine here. Downward dog is not about bringing your heels to the floor, it's about lengthening the spine. So as you find a moment of stillness there, can you visualize your hips moving back away from your hands on that lovely diagonal? Maybe the heels are nowhere near the floor, it really doesn't matter. Lengthening out through the back body. Beautiful. And then from there, look forwards as you start to move your feet towards your hands, coming to a forward fold at the top of the mat. Bend your knees, drape your belly over your thighs, maybe cradle the elbows, and perhaps sway the body gently from side to side. Lovely. And then letting the arms dangle. Rebuild your spine, vertebrae by vertebrae, as you come up to stand. So really imagine each vertebrae stacking one on top of the other as you roll yourself up. Beautiful. Let me just adjust the camera a little bit. Okay, so standing at the top of your mat, remembering from the beginning as you inhale, sweep the arms up. See if you can just bring your fingertips to touch above your head. And exhale, bring that down to the heart. So just the fingertips again. Where is your body in space as you inhale? Is it a kiss or a miss? And exhaling, hands to heart. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. This time, hands traveling to hips. Find that focus. Let's try and Eliminate any distractions now as you shift the weight into your left foot. Let's just pick up the right heel. Maybe you stay here, or see if you can just pick up your knee, and that's it. That's all we ask. And we just pick up that right knee, find that focus. And then slowly we bring the foot to the floor. Okay, mind, can we do the other side? Shift the weight, pick up left heel. Maybe that's where you stay, or again, can you maintain that focus as you just lift the knee, keep the spine upright. Lovely, and slowly bring both feet underneath you. Standing at the top of your mat, as you inhale, sweep the arms up. And as you exhale, let's fold down over the legs. Lifting up halfway, breathing in our half sun salutes. And as you exhale, hold around the back of the legs if you can, come in a little tighter. And then rise up to stand again, spine tall as you reach up, palms together this time, exhaling, hands to heart. Twice more, inhale, big reach up. Exhale to fold, all the way down. Fingertips to floor, shins or thighs as you lengthen forwards halfway. And then maybe hands taking hold around the back of the legs. Exhale, rise on up, big breath in, arms rise. Hands to heart, exhale. Lovely, last time, warming up the body. Reaching up a little bit taller each time, maybe. And straightening the legs a little bit, keeping the chin tucked in as you come into your flat back. And again, can you draw the body a little closer to the legs as you exhale? Rising up. Beautiful, hands coming to heart. Here we go, let's add on. Inhale, arms lift. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands behind you so you can interlace them and have your palms open. So we're going to draw the knuckles down so the chest and the hips stay square to knee. As you take a little look over your right shoulder. Back to center. And then we look over the left shoulder. Let's do one more side to side. And can you avoid dropping the chin? So we keep the chin level with the floor. So you just shift your gaze side to side. Lovely. Coming back to center. This next time, release your arms. Bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up. Breath in. All the way down as you breathe out. Lifting up halfway. This time as you exhale, let's step back, downward facing dog. From your downward dog, rolling the body forwards to plank again, shoulders over wrist, use that precision. Exhale, knees down, chest down. Now hug those elbows in towards you as you just hover your hands an inch or so off the floor. Press into your feet as you lift your chest. Hovering cobra, breath in, and slowly lower down. Keep those hands hovering as we do that twice more. Inhale, squeezing those elbows in, really building up the strength of the back body. Once more, hands hover. Lowering down, bring those hands under your shoulders and gently find that cobra, or keep the hands hovering if you find that helpful. And lower down. Let's push back all fours, breathing in. Tuck the toes, send your bottom to your heels. Half dog as you stretch out there for a moment. Back onto all fours and find your downward dog. Again, find that length through the spine as you take a nice deep breath in. As you breathe out, maybe sinking those heels down towards the floor as you lengthen the hips away from you. One more time, nice deep breath in. And exhale, release. Bringing your feet, your knees together, bend your knees, look forwards, and as you inhale, walk, step, or maybe a little hop if you're feeling brave to the top of your mat. Exhale to fold. Let's rise on up. Big breath in. Hands to heart. One more time with an add-on. Inhale, reaching up. This time as you exhale, let's swim the hands behind you and interlace them. Option, maybe you stay here, just drawing the knuckles down. Or take an inhale as you pull the knuckles down. And as you exhale, bend the knees, drape your belly over your legs, and maybe the arms lift up and over, only if that's okay on your shoulders. Any shoulder issues, just bring your hands down to the floor. We'll meet you there in a moment. If you're finding that shoulder stretch, let's bring the hands onto your low back. Keep the knees bent as you sweep the arms forwards as you inhale. And exhale, coming into your chair pose. And so dropping down into your hips, check your knees aren't rolling in and send those shins back. Lovely, let's take one more inhale and exhale to fold. Lifting up halfway, breath in and breathing out, downward facing dog. Rolling forwards to plank, breath in And breathing out, knees down, chest down. Hands hover, hug those elbows in as you inhale, the feet don't leave the floor. And exhale to lower. Hovering cobra, inhale. Really feel the back muscles working now, so it's not a big lift. One more time, inhale. And exhale to lower, sliding the hands back as you inhale. Find your cobra this time, pressing the hips down. And exhale to lower. Back onto all fours, breath in. Toes tuck, bottom to heels. Find that lovely half dog for a moment, lovely stretch out through the feet. When you're ready, joining me on all fours. From all fours, downward dog. Maybe walk your feet in half a step or two. This time as you inhale, let's lift the heels high from the mat. And as you exhale, can you rock them back down toward the floor? Inhale, find some height, lifting those heels. And exhale, lengthening the back body. Feet and knees together, bending your knees, look forwards. Inhale, walk, step, hop, or lots of little hops to the top. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up. Big breath in. And hands coming to heart. Beautiful. Bringing the hands to the hips again. Pausing as you find your focus. Shifting the weight into your left foot, peeling up your right heel. Maybe that's where you stay. Or keeping the spine tall, lifting up the knee. The right hand comes onto your right knee. Just open the knee out to the side as you inhale. And exhale, we point it forwards. So inhale, we open. And exhale, we close. Do that one more time, so keep that focus. Beautiful, guys. And slowly release, foot to floor, hands to hips, have a little pad out through the feet, and we'll try that on the other side. So left heel, maybe that's where you stay, or can you lift the knee? Left hand on the knee. And as you inhale, we open. And exhale, you close. If you're finding it wibbly wobbly, you can always do this with the ball of the foot on the floor and just hinge the knee open. Let's do one more, whatever we're doing. Lovely. Bringing both feet underneath you. So making sure you're at the top of the mat, we're going to step back with your right leg. So as you bend your knees, sweep the arms up. Let's take an inhale. And exhale to fold. Lifting up halfway, breath in. And breathing out, slide or step your right leg back. Let's spin the heel in, the toes face the long edge of your mat. So as you open up into that warrior two, ending just your front knee, and just check your arms are level with your shoulders. Sometimes we forget that back arm and it kind of drapes behind us. So are the arms roughly level with the shoulders, and then bring your gaze forwards over your fingertips. Take an inhale there. And as you exhale, can you sink a little deeper, straight down with the body rather than leaning forwards. Back hand to your hip. And turn that left palm up. Now we reach forwards as you inhale. And as you exhale, reach up and back, drawing that right hip down. Inhale into your warrior, arms out left to right. Exhale, forearm to thigh. Take that right arm straight up to the sky for a moment. And check your alignment. Are your wrist, elbow and shoulder in alignment on top of each other? And take an inhale there. And maybe as you exhale, you take that lovely straight arm right over the top of the head. Lovely. Back hand to hip as you inhale. Let's reverse one more time. Drawing that back hip down. And exhaling, side angle, arms straight up or straight over the top. Beautiful. Back into your warrior. Turning all 10 toes forwards, hands to hips. Lifting the chest as you inhale. And we hinge forwards over the legs. Maybe the hands stay on the thighs today, or some of you might reach the floor. From there, just shift the weight from side to side. We bend into one knee and then the other. Getting a little stretch in the inner thigh. It might be a small movement. It might be bigger. Beautiful. And then coming back to center, bring your hands to your hips, firm up through the belly as you rise on up. Beautiful. And come back into your warrior two, turning your left toes forwards. Okay, a little bit of balance here. You're going to take a pivot on your back foot as you drop that right arm towards the floor and then face the top of your mat as you find a high lunge. Are we there, team? Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale, can you slowly, slowly lower that back knee to the floor? You can untuck your toes or keep them tucked, choice is yours. Turn your palms forwards. Let's take an inhale. And then let's cactus the arms, draw the elbows down. And then shift the weight forwards, getting a nice hip stretch. Press into that front foot so the body becomes upright, straighten the arms, inhale. Exhale, we take that cactus and that little hip stretch, let the weight drop forwards. One more time, inhale, reaching up. And exhale, cactus. From there, bring both hands down to frame that front foot. Right hand stays on the floor as you take that left arm up into a twist. An option to pick up the back knee. Lovely, bringing both hands down, downward dog, or taking that left leg up into a three-legged dog, stretching the leg up. Then as you inhale, roll forwards to plank as you bring the foot to the floor. Lowering down as you exhale, maybe you keep your knees lifted this time. And then finding your cobra, or maybe an upward dog, pressing into palms of hands, tops of feet. We'll meet in downward facing dog. In your downward dog, find your focus, find your breath. Take a couple of steadying breaths there. Again, think about lengthening your spine. Beautiful, looking forward, sweep knees together, you decide. Take an inhale and find your way to the top of your mat. Lovely. Rising on an inhale, sweeping the arms out and up. And hands coming to heart. Let me swap sides so I can mirror you. Let's try that on the other side. So bending the knees, inhale, reaching up. And exhale to fold. Lifting up halfway. This time as you exhale, left foot, big step back, spinning the heel in, the toes out. And before you rise up, just check your front heel is lining up with the arch of the back foot. Again, that where our body is in space matters as you open the arms up into your warrior two. And just check that that front knee isn't rolling inwards. I'm exaggerating, but just make sure that the knee is traveling out towards your little toe. Check that back arm is really level with the shoulder and not an afterthought. And then bring the gaze forwards. Taking an inhale and sinking a little deeper as you exhale. Back hand to hip. Turning that right palm up, let's reach forwards. And then all the way back, so I'm drawing that back hip down so I'm not collapsing in the low back. Arms out left to right as you inhale. Forearm to thigh, just straight up towards the sky with that left arm. Again, check the joints. Wrist, elbow, shoulder in alignment. Maybe stay there as you inhale. Or as you exhale, taking the arm over the top of the head. Nothing else changes. Chest stays square. Lovely. Back into your warrior as you inhale. Back hand to hip. Exhale. Beautiful. Into your warrior. And over the top. Lovely. Coming back into your warrior. And then spinning on the heels so all 10 toes face forwards. Either hands to hips. Or maybe this time for an added shoulder stretch, you interlace the hands behind your back like before. Draw the knuckles down, chest opens, inhale, folding over the legs, arms come up and over with you. From there again, we shift the weight from side to side. If that's a little bit too much with the arms lifted, go ahead and bring your hands to your thighs, your shins or the floor. Moving from side to side. Then coming all the way to center, releasing the hands onto the low back. Bring the fingertips to the floor and allow the body to yield forwards in that forward fold. Remember, you can bend your knees, bring the hands higher up the leg. Then from there, bring your hands onto your hips, firm up through the belly as you rise on up. Take a moment for blood pressure to settle. And then turn that right foot forwards as we come once more back into your warrior two. Okay, are you ready for that little balance challenge? I'm going to take a pivot on the back foot so you can drop the left arm and then reach all the way up so you're facing the top of your mat. How did we go? Slowly, slowly lower that back knee all the way down to the floor. You can keep the toes tucked or flatten the toes, yogi's choice. Let's take an inhale. Exhale, palms forwards, we cactus the arms and then let the weight sink forwards. Lovely, press into your front foot, inhale, rise up. Take that cactus as you exhale, feel the shoulder blades squeeze together. Lovely, inhale, rise up. And exhale, coming down into that cactus, and then let both hands find the floor. Left hand stays on the floor this time, right arm opens up. Option, lift the back knee. Lovely, both hands come down, downward dog, or right leg up and back into that three-legged dog. As you inhale, roll forwards to plank, lowering your foot. And as you exhale, come down onto your tummy, knees lifted or lowered. You can always miss this bit out, find your cobra, or maybe an upward dog, little squeeze at the bottom, or find downward facing dog. Again, a moment of breath. And bring feet, knees together, bend your knees. As you inhale, walk, step, hop, last time to the top of your mat. And exhale to fold. Let's rise on up. Beautiful, hands coming to heart. Gorgeous, team. So bringing both feet hip width apart and bringing both hands onto your hips. So again, can we quieten the mind, ready for spring? As you shift your weight into your left foot, we peel the right heel up. Maybe pick up the knee. Maybe hand to knee, open that knee out to the side. And then from there, sliding the hand down the foot, maybe you bring the foot to your inner thigh or bring the foot down a little lower as you find your tree pose. Can you lift a little taller out of that standing leg, opening the knee out to the side, find that focus. If we wobble, it's fine. We've got spring breezes. Lovely. And then can we open our branches? Extending those arms up in a lovely wide V. Let the shoulders soften as you reach the arms skywards. Beautiful. Slowly, slowly. Bring the hands back down onto your hips. I'm going to point that right knee forwards and either just bring both feet underneath you or step right foot behind left foot. The choice really is yours. Right arm sweeps up. Drop the knees as you bump the hips over to the right. Now arms out left to right. This time legs are straight as we swap the arms over. Lovely. And bring the arms out to the side. And we come back the way we came. So sliding that right foot out, catching the knee in your right hand. And can you find your way back into your tree pose? Arms up into that lovely wide V. Beautiful focus, everyone. And then hands to heart and feet underneath you. Ooh, it's a challenge on a padded mat and a carpet, isn't it? That's my excuse. Let's try that on the other side. If you wobble, that's fine. So bringing the hands onto the hips as you pick up your left heel. Just notice if you bumped your hips out to the side, and can you stay nice and lifted? Lovely. Maybe you just stay there. Maybe you lift the knee, or maybe again, left hand opens that knee. Take your time. Sliding the hand, find your tree. Remember, you can use the floor. And then bring the hands to your heart. One side might feel different. It's okay. And then again, we take the arms up into that lovely, generous V. Ooh, wobbly on this side. Slowly, slowly bringing the hands back down onto your hips. And either bringing both feet underneath you or stepping left foot behind right foot. And so left arm lifts this time up and over. So bump the hips. I've got my front knee bent quite generously there to allow movement in the hips. And now the legs straighten as I reach out left to right. And then up over to the other side, knocking the lamp over to the other side. Can we come back the way we came, team, reaching the arms out to the side. Sliding that back foot out. Can you catch left knee and left hand, opening the knee out? And then find your way back into your tree. Arms lifted again, that lovely canopy above you. And then hands to heart, feet to the floor. Gorgeous, team. Give the legs a little shake. Let's sweep the arms up one last time. Take an inhale. And exhale to come down. Lifting up halfway, breath in. 2 big steps back into your downward facing dog. Rolling forwards to plank. Down onto your tummy, use your knees or not as the case may be, and then make a little pillow for your head, reaching the legs out behind you. Just allow the body to find the floor. Keeping the hips square to the mat, bring your right heel in towards your bottom with a flexed foot. And just feel the hamstring really working there. And maybe this is where you stay and you get a strengthening exercise for your hamstring. If you want a stretch, right hand reaches round to take hold of your ankle. And we bring the heel closer towards your bottom, at the same time lengthening your knee away from your hip and pressing the hips down into the mat. You can open that shoulder, just finding that stretch of your thigh muscle. So if you can't reach your foot and you're bringing your heel in towards your bottom, you're working your hamstring. So we're all doing something here. And slowly release. And we swap sides. So left heel comes in. Maybe this is where you stay and you can feel that hamstring firing up. We're strengthening that muscle. Or if you want to stretch, we reach the left hand back. So you bring the heel in towards your bottom. Just make sure your knees are still parallel as you press your hips into the floor and lengthen your knee away from you. That's it. And slowly, slowly let the leg go. Bring both hands underneath your head. Flick your feet up towards the ceiling. Just roll your hips from side to side like a little windscreen wiper with your legs there. Lovely. Extend the legs back behind you, hands under the shoulders. And take a moment in child pose. You can take your knees wide, your big toes together, or keep your knees parallel, whatever works for you. Oh, allow a moment for the body to melt down. Nice steady breaths there. Then lift your gaze, lift your chest as you walk your hands back towards you. Drop your bottom to one side and give the legs a little shake out in front of you. Lovely. So really find again that length through the spine as you reach the arms up above your heads. Take an inhale. And exhale, we fold down. Try and keep that length through the spine. So maybe the hands just reach the thighs today, maybe the shins. Some of you might find your feet. But try not to sacrifice that kind of rounding of your back in your haste to reach your toes. Can you think about, again, lengthening the spine forwards? Chin stays tucked in. Lovely. Remember, you can always pop a generous bend in your knees if your hamstrings or your back feel a little tight today. Slowly, slowly coming all the way back up. Knee come round to face you. So you're going to slide your right heel in towards you. Just interlace your hands around the front of the knee. So you can really think about lengthening the spine up. Keep that length as maybe you cross your foot over to the other side. The choice is yours. Keep that length as you bring your left hand or elbow onto your knee and circle the right arm all the way up and back behind you. And again, if finding the floor means you have to compromise that length through the spine, bring your hand onto your lower back. So wherever we are, we want to maintain that length through the spine as you sit up nice and tall. Slowly coming back to center. Now, if you've got your foot on the outside of that left leg, you might want to try this one. If this doesn't work for your knees, rest your right ankle on top of your left ankle. If you can, we pick up the right foot and you bring that right foot back towards your left hip. So both knees are pointing forwards and resting on top of each other. If that doesn't work for you, ankle over ankle. If you've got lots of space between your knees, then maybe think about crossing the ankles. Lovely. Let's lift up nice and tall through the spine. And whatever the legs are doing, take a lean forwards over the legs again, chin tucked in. Oh, that can be quite a deep sensation on the outside of that left leg. Some of you might feel it down towards your calf. Breathing there. Keep the legs as they are, but just bring yourself back up to the center. Bringing the left hand down to the floor, right arm up and over. Take a lovely side bend there. Through the middle as you inhale and over to the other side. Let's do one more each way. Oh, that feels good. Do one more. Over to the right. Oh, it's windy out there. Coming back to center. And extend the legs out in front of you. Oh, let's give that leg a little shake. And then as you bring your left heel in, again, I'm going to interlace my hands around the front of the leg so I can lift up nice and tall. Keep that height as maybe you cross your foot over, but you can always keep it on the inside. Right hand or elbow brings the knee in. So this time, left arm takes a big circle. And again, if you can't quite reach the floor, just go ahead and bring your hand onto your low back so you can keep that lovely length through the spine. Nice and lifted. Lovely. Then from there, coming back to center. And again, yogi's choice, either left ankle crossed on right ankle, or pick up your left foot and draw it back by your right hip. So you've got both knees resting on top of each other. Both knees pointing in the same direction. Fingertips to floor. Take that little forward fold. And again, you might find some deep sensations of stretch going on in that right leg. Breathing into them. Coming up through the middle. Right hand down, left arm up and over into that lovely side bend. Inhale through the middle and over to the other side. Do one more each way. That's it. And bringing both hands down so you can extend the legs. Give them a little shake. And again, making sure your heels are at the top of your mat. Reaching both arms out in front of you, tuck the chin in, and see if you can roll your way down through the spine, visualizing each vertebrae touching down one by one. Arms reach up above the head, coming back into that full body stretch. Have a little movement there. And then bring that right knee up and in towards your chest. Giving it a squeeze. And holding around the back of the leg, let's take that leg up towards the sky. Putting the toes down towards your face. And like we did at the beginning, we've got the option to stay there. Or again, sliding the hands above your knee joints, lifting your upper body. Maybe this time you hover your left heel off the floor. Lovely. Let's slowly, slowly release. Lowering down, left hand on your right knee. Coming into that little twist, just to finish off. Sometimes nice to repeat those stretches we did at the beginning, just to see if there have been any changes in the body. Feels at the end of a practice. Rolling onto your back. Sliding that right foot out in front of you as you bring left knee up and in this time. Lovely. Holding around the back of the leg. Up it goes into that hamstring stretch. Toes pulling down. The option is to stay there or again lift your upper body. And maybe this time you lift your right leg just to hover off the floor. Lower the leg, knee to chest. This time right hand on the knee. Brings that leg all the way over. That's it. Keep that knee hugged in as you roll onto your back. Bring the other knee to join it. Big toes touching, knees wide. Slide your hands down towards your shins and try and imprint your lower back. So really imagine your lower back releasing into the mat beneath you. Maybe you want to stay there, or again, lifting up your head and your shoulders, coming up into a happy baby this time, holding onto the outside edges of your feet, again, trying to drop some weight into your tailbone. Maybe you can't hold your feet, so you can always hold around the back of your legs. Drawing those knees down towards your armpit. You can always have that little playful sway of the body side to side if that feels good. That's it. And then giving both knees a hug in towards your chest, a little rock, a little roll. And then allow both feet to come to the floor. You can always keep the knees bent, the feet nice and wide apart, so your knees can just prop against each other. Or you can stretch the legs out in front of you. I'm just going to come up to seated so I can talk to you. So spring, literally that season of renewal, we can see all around us, regrowth, shaking off the darkness and heaviness that can sometimes accompany the winter months. Ready to feel lighter and brighter, just like the days. So as you allow a moment now in stillness, returning perhaps to that little intention you set yourself at the beginning of a practice. In the season of renewal, regrowth. Maybe there's something you want to change to begin. Positive change. Something just for you. Nobody else needs to know about it. Something you want to embody. Feeling, energy perhaps, just carrying forth into this new season. As you start to deepen and lengthen your breath, getting ready to face the rest of your day, hopefully feeling a little bit more focused, a little bit more in tune with your body. Just bring some movement into your wrists, your ankles, maybe a little roll across the back of your head. Maybe you want to reach the arms back above your head and stretch out the knees if they're bent, so you come back into that full body stretch for a moment, the whole length of the spine opening up before you bring your knees in towards your chest, give them a squeeze. Rolling or turning to one side, come to that comfortable seat when you're ready. Hands at the heart and the chin just dropping down towards your fingertips. Keeping the eyes closed, maybe just for a moment to keep again that focus. When you think about lifting your breastbone to meet your thumbs, softening your shoulders, feeling the spine lift up and out of the pelvis. Keeping that lovely lift now as we sweep the arms out and up one last time, gathering all of that spring energy as you inhale. Oh, and drawing it down to your heart. Exhale. Happy spring. Someone just tell the weather. And namaste. Thank you, team. Thank you, thank you. Oh, hope you enjoyed. Good.